Why did these K-pop idols get blacklisted after they decided to leave their company? How is it possible the majority of these idols were from SM Entertainment? Is it just a coincidence or some kind of curse? Jessica Jung. The best example of idols being blacklisted is in the case of Jessica Jung. Jessica's debut with Girls' Generation back in 2007 kickstarted her successful career, and she found herself on her way to stardom. Yet it only lasted a few years because in September of 2014, 7 years after her debut, Jessica announced on her personal Weibo account that she was forced out of the group, which means that she got kicked out from Girls' Generation by SM Entertainment. If you're a K-pop veteran, you remember the severity of this news and how big it was. It shocked everybody, especially since SNSD had been doing so well up until that point, and everybody thought that they got along without any issues. It was later confirmed by SM Entertainment that the company and Jessica had decided to terminate her contract with the group and she would no longer be a part of SNSD. The reason behind her departure was SM accusing Jessica of neglecting her group activities by prioritizing her fashion business Blank Group. It all started to spiral when Jessica spoke up about the situation and shared that she received the company's approval related to the launch of her fashion brand Blank and Eclair. The company's officials quickly changed their minds and gave Jessica two options. They were telling me to either quit my business or leave Girls' Generation without any justifiable reason. Jessica expressed her sorrow and pain when she was asked to leave fellow members with whom she spent 15 years. It only got worse though. Although Jessica was no longer a part of SNSD, SM Entertainment still managed her solo activities, which would have been definitely hard for her because SM Entertainment decided to give her no shows, no promotions, simply nothing. Once, she was asked by a fan if she wanted to perform on a music show, to which Jessica answered, "I want to go on these music shows, but you know why I can't do it, right?" At that time, the fans immediately understood what was happening behind closed doors. It was obvious. SM Entertainment banned Jessica from performing on music shows since she was no longer a part of the group, and they wanted to ruin her career. It made a lot of people angry, and they found it unfair towards Jessica after everything she had done for the group, but there was nothing they could do about it. Later, it was also revealed that Jessica Jung recorded a full mini album with her sister Crystal from FX, who was also under SM Entertainment. Supposedly, they finished recording and even filmed a music video for their main single. They were meant to be the new duo called Jung Sisters, but SM scratched that whole project after they kicked Jessica out. I guess you can only imagine how far these companies are willing to go when they're okay with wasting so much money on something they won't even release. After Jessica left Girls' Generation, some people kept on attacking Crystal for having an expressionless face whenever she was performing or when she was supposed to attend award shows. However, at that time, not many people understood that she was probably extremely hurt by how mistreated her sister was. She wanted to most likely leave too, but she couldn't break her contract at that time. But this wasn't the only time SM Entertainment put a strike on idols' activities. Chris Fu. SM Entertainment has quite a history of blacklisting their ex-idols, but in Chris Fu's case, it almost feels deserved. It seemed to be a dream come true when Chris Fu debuted with EXO in 2012, but his career as a member of the group was pretty short-lived. Chris Fu departed from the group just 2 years after their debut, in 2014. Chris Fu's feud with SM Entertainment began when Wu filed a lawsuit against the agency to terminate his contract. This was something the agency didn't expect as they previously dealt with several disputes regarding their contracts. SM Entertainment fired back and filed a lawsuit against Wu and the Chinese companies working with him. The agency stated, "These activities have infringed the rights of the EXO members and SM and have caused a great financial harm to us and our partners. This is not only an exploitation of the system, but also an unethical move that has betrayed the trust of the company and the members." So as you can see, Wu had quite the conflict with the agency several years ago. Wu managed to build a name for himself after he began his career as a solo artist, actor, and spokesperson for different fashion brands, but no one would have ever predicted what would come a couple years later. SM Entertainment isn't the only company that has blacklisted Wu. Following the massive controversy and horrifying allegations that blew up in 2021, it's now clear that there is no place for Wu in the entertainment industry anymore. One by one, at least 15 of the brands Wu was an ambassador for or had worked with started to boycott the artist, including the luxury car brands Porsche and streaming platform Tencent Video. The state-backed China TV Drama Production Industry Association has blacklisted Wu and even urged companies to suspend any talks with him immediately. The association also stated that Wu would not be given the opportunity to exploit the situation and that they won't tolerate any celebrities with such terrible crime charges. The association has also highlighted the importance of doing background checks on celebrities so we could prevent scandals like this from happening. I mean, it's pretty obvious that Chris Wu's career is done for good. Sobien. Back in 2019, Mnet was hosting a new series of their idol survival show, Produce X 101. One of the contestants, Sobien's career came crashing down before it could even properly start. In May of 2019, Sobien's name was swept in a sea of different allegations. Sobien, who back then was a trainee under JYP Entertainment, was facing a major controversy after an anonymous netizen came forward sharing that they were a former classmate of Sobien and claimed that the idol was also notoriously harassing people back when he was in middle school. Of course, this didn't end well. The netizen, claiming to be Sobien's ex-classmate, verified the relationship by uploading some pictures of Sobien in middle school and even released his real name. Then they went on to explain that Sobien's hurtful behavior started in middle school and continued with him until high school. Not only that, but the netizen also uploaded pictures where Sobien could be seen smoking and drinking while being underage, which is considered to be a big scandal in South Korea. JYP Entertainment took a few days to release a statement, but when they did, it didn't look good for Sobien. The agency said, "We have recently come to the conclusion that trainee Sobien of Mnet's Produce X 101 does not meet our agency's policy and criteria, and therefore we announce the cancellation of his trainee contract. As a result, he will also be leaving the survival program." It's such a shame that a huge chance to be under one of the big three companies went to waste like that. Although Sobien is now signed under Subline Artist Agency and is primarily focusing on modeling, it makes one wonder if he could have been the next biggest star and whether he was banned from appearing on the entertainment shows or not. JYJ. In mid-2009, three members of the boy group TVXQ, Kim Junsu, Kim Jae-jung, and Park Yoo-chun, filed a lawsuit against SM Entertainment, claiming that their 13-year-long contract and the structure of their inclusive contracts were unfair and that they should be invalidated. The artist also said that the terms of profit were not fair, even in the slightest, and that the majority of their schedules were held without the permission of the members or prior discussion with them. SM Entertainment then went on to file a lawsuit against JYJ, and their legal feud lasted well over 2 years, until in 2012, the agency and JYJ mutually agreed on terminating all contracts that tied them to SM. However, this wasn't the end of their tiring fight. This would affect JYJ for the rest of their careers. The members then went on to form their own group, now known as JYJ, but none of them could have known the struggles that were waiting for them. After their conflicts with SM Entertainment and the Korea Culture Industry Federation, they had an incredibly hard time appearing on television and distributing albums and songs. In 2018, Kim Junsu opened up at the times when JYJ was blacklisted from the entertainment industry and said, "It's about 7 to 8 years since I have been on TV, and since I went to the army. I had no exposure for 9 years. Because I'm not on TV, I don't know if it's right to be called a celebrity. Even if I release an album, I can't sing on TV, so I wondered if I should continue this. I won the lawsuit, but I didn't think I wouldn't be able to go on TV for so long." If there's one good thing to take from this, is that in November of 2015, the Broadcasting Act, also known as the JYJ Law, was passed. This new law made it possible for JYJ and other acts with similar fate to no longer be denied the rights to perform, and even though the producers of music shows still influence the show's castings, they can no longer blacklist artists without proper reasoning. The JYJ Law is a major change in the way companies could potentially blacklist former artists from continuing on with performing. According to the Korea Communications Commission, if a broadcasting company violates this policy, the KCC can issue an order or even charge a fine up to 2% of the company's sales. In 2021, Kim Jin-soo appeared in the first episode of the show Dr. O's Golden Clinic, where he opened up about the blacklisting period once again. He was visibly emotional and even started crying while sharing his side of the story. "I remember there were times I really wanted to be on the broadcast, that I cried all night long." He shared that he wanted to communicate with the public more than anything and that he still struggles with the fact that he can't do it however he wants to. Do you guys know any other idols who have been blacklisted from the industry? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Bye!